Guys, my name is Desmond, and I welcome you to my lesson for today, where we will be looking at your mathematics. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, please do allow me to say it is very much important that I say it is very much important because, honorable members, what I'm about to say it's massively, 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 hey, massively important, ladies and gentlemen, that I say a day without learning something new, it's a day wasted. By so saying, honorable members or members who are honorable, please, guys, please, ladies and gentlemen, please do make sure that by the end of each and every lesson that I conduct, you learn something new. Very much important, honorable members, on that one. So, guys, mathematics, trigonometric functions, it's what we are going to be looking at in today's lesson. So, for some of you who time today, please be aware that this is a YouTube live where you are not able to engage directly, meaning you are not able to unmute yourself and directly communicate with me. And the reason to that is so that I have a complete lesson without any disturbance. So sometime during the week, there's going to be that Zoom lesson where you are able to unmute yourself and directly communicate with me. But for now, it's more like a revision of all that we've been doing on Zoom lessons, where I'm going to train you guys on how to work out the questions which you might come across in exam. So let's see, without any waste of our precious time, let us start with example number 1. But before I do that, honorable members, can you guys please comment with your names, the names that you use on Zoom, just so that I'm aware who has attended this lesson. So, and again, not only that, but also please confirm if you are able to clearly hear me, and again, if you are able to clearly see there. Then I'll be able to confidently continue with the lesson for today. So the first, we're going to sketch, let's say, f of x, which is equals to, let's say, a sine of an x, and maybe this one, let's call it g of x, and say g of x, which is equals to, again, but sine of 2x. Lamantini Kopano has joined. Okay. Didn't Siamo present? But is everything okay there? Can you clearly see? Can you clearly hear me when I speak? Daisy Mkwanazi. Avuyile Mlunguza. Okay. Avungile says, hello everyone. I just need a confirmation if everything is clear. I'm just going to continue with an assumption that everything is clear since you have responded to my question. Okay, so maybe before I even go deeper, let me give you guys a very quick summary of what we did the previous time on Zoom. We said when it comes to trigonometric functions, you might need to sketch a function of, let us say, sine of an angle. It could be that of cos of an angle, or that of tan of an angle. And then we said the period for these two functions, the period is 360 degrees that you need to divide it by b. And then the period for the function of tan, it is equals to 180 degrees that you need to divide it by b. The question now is, which b, or where are you going to find the b? So what we said was, generally this a function of sine, in between you have b, then followed by an angle. That means this one also, you've got a b followed by an angle, and then again here you've got b followed by an angle. So that would mean if you've got a function, let's say it is sine let's say 2 angle, maybe let's say y is equals to that. If they say what is the period of this function, then you're going to say the period is equals to 360 degrees that you need to divide it by 2 being your b. So that means, I think this is 180. So that means the period for specifically this function, it is equals to 180 degrees. It's not only the case where you will have to do this calculation when you plot. Sometimes they can give you that and they say, what is the period of that? Most of you guys are going to say it's 360. But the moment you have 2 there, or whatever number, as long as it is not 1, just know that it is the 360 that you know, but you need to divide it by the b value, of which in this case it is a 2. Similarly, when you have y is equals to, let's say, cos 3 that, the period for this one would be 360 degrees that you need to divide it by that. The answer that you get, it means, is the period for specifically that function. But when it comes to the function of tan, no, the function of tan, yes. So that would mean if you have tan of an angle, let's say y is equals to tan of an angle, and the question is, what is the period of that function? So that means you will need to say the period is equals to, we know that it is 180 degrees. But now, what is the b value there? If it's nothing, you know it is an invisible one. So that means you divide that by 1. So that would mean 180 divided by 1 is equals to 180. So that means that is the period for calculating what is it? That is the period for that function. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Daisy Mkwanas is asking, why did you put 2 underneath? Okay, in simple terms, the formula, Daisy, the formula for calculating the period is P is equal to 360 degrees divided by B for the sine and cos function. But for tan, it's 180 divided by B. So if you are given a function where they say y is equals to sine 4 angle, and they say what is the period of that, then it means you will need to say the period is equals to, because it's for sine, then it's 360 degrees divided by b. What is b for this function? This is where you find your b. Just like I've indicated there, that's where you find your b, between the trig ratio and the angle. So that's why in this case, you're going to put 4 underneath, and then you get whatever the answer. I'm not sure if it's 90 degrees. That means 90 is the period for that function. I hope that makes sense to everyone, honorable members or members who are honorable. So remember, when it comes to sketching, so that would mean you will need, after finding the period, you will need to find the critical values. You will need to find the critical values. Also there, you will need to find the critical values. So that would mean, honorable members or members who are honorable, to find the critical values, you need to take your period and you just divide it by 4. So even here, whatever the period that you have, you just divide it by 4. Then the answer that you get is your critical values. What are the critical values? Critical values are those numbers that you need to put there to know what you must have there, and there, also on the negative side, for you to know what to start with and then continue in that multiple. You are guided by the answer that you get when you calculate the critical values. So now, okay, Ali the Alice has joined. So now let's try to do the business of the day. For the sake of making progress, I'm going to work them out, and then you guys will only indicate if we are still together. So remember, guys, for those of you who might be writing this week, remember that this lesson is being recorded. In case if you need to prepare, make sure that you do not attend this lesson, but you prepare for your test. And then you will catch up on this at a later stage. And remember, guys, most importantly, during your school holidays, the lessons will be on. So that means lessons are on until December, honorable members. I hope you guys did get that message. So now, let's maybe start with that first one. It's in most cases where they give you the range, where they say 4x being the element of 0 degrees, and maybe let's take it up to 360 degrees. So this when you sketch your function, start from 0 up to 360 degrees. So that would mean you will definitely need to have maybe let me do it there and say you will definitely need to have something of that nature, where this is your x and that is your y. But for you to know what to start with there, you will need to calculate your critical value. Okay, so now how are we going to start with this one? The best way to start may be to keep it simple. Let's say where the angle is whatever, what will be sine x? It might be better for you to know what your critical value would be for that function. How are you going to know? Remember, you will need to firstly know what the period is. What is the period for this function? Remember, this is the function that I'm starting with. The period would be equals to 360 degrees, that you must divide it by the b value. So that means it's 360 degrees divided by, what is b value? It's 1, because between there's nothing, so it's 1. So that means period is 360 degrees. Now when it comes to the critical values, it means you're going to say your period, which is 360 degrees, then all that you do is to divide it by 4, and then it gives you 90 degrees. So that means when you plot this function, you know that you are going to space at intervals of 90. So that means from 0 degrees You are therefore going to space it at 90. After 90 is 180. After 180, you've got 270. After 270, you've got 360 degrees. And then from there, honorable members, now you can just say where x is 0, and then you will know what that is. So let's get a calculator and do that. So that means you can easily say sine of 0. Vuka malamban. Okay, ovukile malamban. You will say sine of 0, it's equals to 0. And then you edit that to 90, and then what are you getting? I'm getting 1. And then you go to that one of 180, you get 0. You go back to that one of 270, you get -1. And then you go to that one of 360, then you get 0. So that means we are done with the information for that first one. Let's maybe move on to this second one. Let's maybe move on to that second one. So when it comes to that second one, remember, for this one, how am I going to do this such that it doesn't confuse? Maybe let me use a different marker there. Hopefully it won't make some confusion. Okay, so let us say we are having x there, and then we're going to do that, and then obviously here it's going to be sine of 2x. So the question now is, since they said start from 0 up until that, you'll obviously have 0 degrees there, but you do not know whether to put 90 there, whether to put 180 there, whether to put 30, whether to put whatever the number. You will not know until you calculate. So that means you must firstly calculate the period. What is the period? For sine, we know is 360 degrees, that you must divide it by b. What is b? In this case, it is 2. So that means you have your 180 degrees. And then to end up getting your critical values, you just take that period that you got, you divide it by 4, and then, trust me, if you punch that on a calculator, it's going to give you 45 degrees. So that means the critical value for this function is 45 degrees, meaning you are therefore you are therefore going to space this one at intervals of 45 degrees. So you have 0 degrees there, and then what else happens? I see someone is saying after this, how to remove as they keep on popping up and I end up there. Okay, Daisy, just in case if there is an ad that pops up, just take a screenshot and then bring it to my attention. Then I'm going to see if I can make some settings, if I can do something on the settings so that it doesn't appear. Okay, then it's fine. So from there, you know that you're going to have 45 degrees there. What will be the next one? So let's see. 45. So you just increase with 45s. So there's going to be 90 degrees. You just add another 45 to know what is the next number. It's 135 degrees. And then plus 45. You have 180 degrees plus 45. You have a 225 plus 45. You have 270 there plus 45. You have 315 there plus 45. That one is going to be 360 degrees, being the last one. Yes. So now you need to then punch that so that you know what those values are. So now let's see. That would mean you will say sine, what is it? in 2 you start with 0, you are getting 0 there. Let me maybe write it down. Let me maybe write it down. So that means we have 0 degrees there, and then you go back to edit that, you put 45, it gives 1, you go back, you put 90, it gives 0, and then you go back, you put 135, it gives -1, you put a 180, it gives 0, you go and edit, put 225, you get 1, you go back, you edit, you put 270, it gives you 0, you go back, you edit, you put 315, it gives you -1, you go back, you edit, you put 360, then it gives you 0. So can you guys see? Now you need to represent this information on that number line. So obviously, this is where you are having your 0 degrees. So it is obviously best for you to space it at 45. So that you have your 45 there, and then you've got your 90 there, and then you have your 135 there, then you have 180 degrees there, and then you have 225 there, and then you have a 270 there, and then you have 315 degrees there, and lastly you've got your 360 degrees there. Very much important, honorable members, that whatever that I'm doing there, you also give it a try. You try to work it out on your side, just so that you can see if you are doing it correctly or if you are getting it wrong. I think I think during that time where it goes for an ad break, it is the best time for you to make sure that you continue to work it out. Because remember, guys, whatever that I'm giving you here, it is meant for you to work it out, move ahead of myself, so that when I get to wherever you are, at least you've got an idea as to whether you were on the right track or not. So now let us start to plot. We can start with this one of f, because this one, the second one, was g of x. So the first one, where that is 0, also this one is 0, yes. Where this is 90, it is 1. So that means on this side, you can say you have 1 there. That means obviously this one is going to be -1. So where it is 90, you have 1. So where it is 90, you put 1 there. And then where it is 180 is 0, then you put 0 there. Where it is 270 is -1 there. Where is 360, you put 0 there. Then what you can do is to just connect the dots, and that's how you sketch your function. Something that you mustn't forget, as soon as you are done, write f there, so that we are aware that this function is for f. And then now we just plot that second one. So obviously where that is 0, this is 0, and then where it's 45, this is 1, and then where it's 90, it's 0, where it's 135, it's -1, where it's 180 is 0, where is 225, it is 1, where it is 270 is 0, where it is 315, it's -1, and then where is that is 0. So can you guys see? That means this one now, it does that, it does that, it does that, it does that. Just as, I'm not sure if you guys are able to notice something, but I will do this because I want to actually explain something very much important to you guys. I want to explain something very much important to you guys. So can you guys see? This obviously is the one for f. Can you guys see that this function of f, the one where it is just sine of an angle. So this one is not f but g, which is the one which is sine 2 of an angle. Yes, which is that one. It's like this blue one. It starts from 0 and then it goes all the way up to 360 degrees. But this one, the red one that has 2, it's like it halves the period by 2. Can you see? This one, it does full circle over a period of 360 degrees. But this one that has 2 there, it completes it halfway, meaning at 180 degrees, it has already completed a full circle. This is full circle. And then there is another full circle. So that means full circle. So that means this 2 is like, what it does is to reduce the period by 2 times. Yes. It means it's going to do complete circles 2 times. Something of that nature, honorable members. So that is the difference between these two functions, just in case if you're wondering what's the difference. So the reason why I did dotted lines is so that you see that it starts from 0, it goes up, there, down, back to there. You see, from there, up, there, down, back to there. So that's how you would work it out, honorable members. I see Lamantiti, Lamantini says it's blurry. Is it blurry for everyone? Are there any of you guys who are able to clearly see? Honorable members or members who are honorable, before we introduce the second problem, I would like to just check if we are still on the same page. Honorable members or members who are honorable. And let me do that. Looks like I'm on 1%. God knows Banda says it's blurry. Okay, let me try something. I'm just mobile data. So let's see now. How about now, honorable members? Guys, remember, for those of you who joined and they did not sign in the register, please make sure to comment with your name so that I'm aware who has attended today's lesson. And most importantly, remember to click on that like button, honorable members, and also that subscribe button. Please make sure that you click on that. So I'm just going to remove all of these. Then we move on to the second. Okay, there is Teifora Ledwaba. That is Augustine Ledwaba. Evan Mapula Letswalo. Comfort Stone na got map. Okay, then it's fine. So maybe let's look at this one. Maybe not that one. Which one? I think, yes, let's go for that one. Okay, then it's fine. So now, this is what I'm going to say, honorable members. Yes, there is Raoun making a valid point to say, please make sure that you just subscribe, honorable members. It's just a click of that. Yes, I think we need to grow our parliament, honorable members. We need to grow the masses of our people. Yeah, let's grow the ground force. So this is what I'm saying, honorable members. Please do sketch a graph graph of y, which is equals to cos of x. And again, on the same set of axes, maybe this one, let's not refer to that as the one for y, but I'll call it f. I will therefore call this one f of x. This one I'll call it g of x, and then I'll say g of x, which is equals to, again, I'm going to say cos, but I'll put 3 there and say 3x. And then I will say 4x being the element of 0 degrees and 120 degrees. I'm not sure if that is clear. That last part, I need to make sure that is clear. Maybe let me do this and say x being the element of 0 degrees. Is it clear? It's fine now. I think it's on and off. But otherwise it's fine. So this work out this one. So that means what you are going to do on this one, honorable members, you are going to say this is what you are going to comment with before that sketching, so that I know who has commented, and then now about to sketch. You're going to say a period is equals to whatever, and then critical values is equal to whatever. Once you have commented with these two, but wait, I think you might need to say P, meaning period for f, meaning which is for f of x is equals to what, and then CV for f it's equals to what. I'm going to do the period for G, that would be for G. For f, yes. This one for G, it's equals to whatever. Yes. So it's more like I'm saying, you firstly need to calculate those, and once that is done, then you comment. In that way, I'm going to be aware who has done those calculations, and I'll be aware of who is about to do the plotting. And then once all that is done, then I'm also going to very quickly work it out and see if we arrive at the same conclusion. Did you guys get the message on that one? You can just comment with a yes, so that I'm aware that you did get what you are supposed to do. Did you guys get that one? Let's see. Yes, okay. Ali, so that Um, me, I'm eating, honorable members. Sengiyadla manje. Mm. Mm-mm. The salt is missing somewhere. Guys, I'm still going to get some salt. P of F is equal to that. Ngwana Letswalo, comment with everything all at once. Ntombo. Let's see. Let's see how far you guys have gone. There is Mapula. Mm. Okay. 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 Then it's fine. So from what I'm seeing, it looks like Zia Kalamanj. Yeah, no. I agree with you, Avuile Maskal. Yeah, Maskal. So this is the time you guys should be plotting. I'll give you maybe 5, yeah, 5 more minutes to plot. And then once you are done plotting, just comment in the comment section to say plotting done. Yes. Just say plotting done. Which situation avoid? Where are you confused, honorable member? Hmm? Uxakekile kuphi? Ngiyakuzwa ukuthi uxakekile, kodwa uxakekile kuphi? What is the problem? Ungabe konke kuhamba kahle lapho? 2 minutes remaining. Okay. You guys might need to remember that I'm going to be moving at a speed of light. I am going to be moving at a speed of light. Hmm? This one is the one, but it is not the one. Yo. Nami ngixakekile manje. Avuyile. Manje uxakekile mina manje. Manje uxakekile mina. Okay. 1 minute remaining, and then from there we continue. Guys, this thing keeps on disconnecting. Honorable members, are you guys able to see? Hmm? Is it clear, guys, before we work it out? Okay. Better. Okay. For F is equals to 360. That's one thing for sure. And 360 degrees, and then the critical values equals to 90, because you're going to say 360 degrees divided by that. So the P 360 divided by B, which is 3. So that means the period for G is 120 degrees. When it comes to the CV, the critical value, just divide this by 4. So that means you'll divide it by 4. Then now you have 30 degrees there. There is someone there who says it's lagging. Let me just wait for a moment just to check if it's clear now. How about now, honorable members? Are we clear? So remember, this is what I did. I see there, Ali says, I'm very confused. Can you please explain the answer? Okay, I suppose is the whole of that which is confusing. So I'm working towards answering the question. But remember, in case if you joined a lesson late, just make sure to rewatch this lesson. So there is, especially in the beginning, there's a part where I fully explain what is meant by the period and then how you calculate the critical value. What is the period and then the critical value. So this is all that I need, honorable members. So that means since it's going to start from that and then it must end there. So that means this is what I'm going to have. I'm going to have that, and then I can just easily do that and say I have that, and then that. So this would be y, it's fine. This would be x. Obviously, this is where I'm going to have 0 degrees. So that means I'm going to space everything at intervals of 30 until I get to 120. Just says, wait. Okay. Otherwise, it's fine. I'm actually noticing something. It looks like I missed some information, but it's not a dangerous thing because I'll just be extending. So for this one, the interval was supposed to be from 0 degrees going all the way up to 360 degrees. Yes. So that means for this interval, it's for this one. That interval is for this one. So even if you did both up to 120, it's fine. So now let's see. So that means I'm going to have a 30 there because I need to space everything by 30. This is going to be 30 plus 30. It's going to be let's say 60 there plus 30, and then we have 90 there plus 30, we have 120 there plus 30, we have 150 there plus 30, we have 128 there, and then 210 there, and then 240 there, and then 270 there, and then 300 there, and then 330 there, and lastly 360 there. Sure. Okay, let's see. So this is going to be 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 120, and 150, 210, and then this is going to be 240, this is going to be 270, this one it has to be 300, obviously 330, and lastly 360 degrees. Yes. Audio clear, but screen not visible. Let me just check. Did you guys understand what I've done up to this point? Are we still together, honorable member? PF equals 360 and CV equals to 90. Yes. Sorry for answering late. My phone kept kicking me out. Okay, then it's fine. Um, so remember, it's two of them meant long. It's not only that one, but guys, up to this point, are we still together? Did you guys understand what I've done there? Mm? Yes, okay, and it's fine. Now comes the easy part. You don't need to have those tables. You can say I'm going to start with the first one. Which is one, it goes at intervals of 90. So that means you'll say 90 there. Meaning cos, no, cos 0. We start with 0. So you'll say cos 0, it gives 0. You go to cos 90. Why 90? Because it goes in multiples of 90. The critical value, it's what? It's 90. Wait, what is cos 0? Yes, it's 1, not that. It's 1, not that. So that means we have, you can put your 1 there, you can put your negative 1 there, it's fine. So that means cos 0 is 1. Then you go to 90 is 0. And then you go to 180. And then t, it gives 0. And then you go to 360. And then it gives you 1. Gives you 1 there. So that means this is what you are having. You are having your function doing that. You are having your function doing that. Yes. This is exactly what you are getting, honorable member. You don't just end it there. You can just say, what is it? This is the function of f. Yes, that one is for f. Let's now move on to the second one. The second one is this one of cos 3. You start with into 0. It gives you 1. And then from there you go in multiples of 30. 30, it gives you 0. And then you go to what? You go to 60 because it's in multiples of that. 60 gives you negative 1. And then you go on to 120. It's 90 after 60. You go to 90 and then it gives you 0. And then you go to 180. No, not 180, but 120. And then it gives you a 1. So now that would mean this is what you are having for this one. Yes. Trust me, honorable members, if you have to continue with this one, you might find that you have this type of a shape. You might find that you have this type of a shape, and then from there, maybe it does that, and then again you continue, it does that, and then let's see, yes, it does that, negative 1, and then it does that, and then it ends there. That's if you want to continue and end at 360 degrees. So can you guys see that because of this 3, it's like it actually divided it into there is the third period. So you have your first period of full cycle. Yes, let's say full cycle. A first full cycle there, second a full cycle there, and third full cycle. You don't need to show this thing of the cycles on your answer sheet. I'm just showing you the impact of B. So it's like B, it has a potential to either reduce or enlarge your function. If, for example, you have sine of 1 over 2, let's say, angle, be careful, honorable members. When it comes to this one, you calculate the period. So that means the period, it's going to be what? Because it's sine, you will say 360 degrees. You divide by the whole of this. Trust me, if you punch that on a calculator, divided by half, it will give you 720 degrees. So that means the period for this one, for this function, is 720. So that means, for example, your function, you might find that now it does something similar to that. No, not there. But maybe it makes a U-turn at 270 or there at 360. Yes, you might find that it does that. And then because it has to go up to that, so you might find that again, from there it continues up until it gets to 700 and that. If maybe it's 1 over 3, you'll get a bigger number. So that means this thing, it will make a big that, and then that up to that. Then it would be a full circle. That's all, honorable members, with regards to that. So I'm going to remove all of this, and then I'm going to give you guys a homework. I'm going to give you guys a homework, and then we will chop it up on our next Zoom lesson. So I'll give you this one and say sketcher y, which is equals to 2 of that. And then this one is the element of 180 degrees. Yes. Can you guys take a screenshot of that so that you'll be able to know that, okay, I need to calculate the period, the critical values, and then from there, start plotting the function. Homework. Homework. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do thank you very much for joining. My name starts with letter D, and guess what? I am out. Guys, did you see your homework? Maybe let me take a screenshot there. Guys, I hope you got that one.